they wouldn't want to find out that they do this, and I think that's totally fair.
Do you respect those men?
I do.
Get the fuck out of here. Do you respect these men as they line up like pigs at a trough? Oh, Lily. Oh, Lily Phillips. Lily Phillips speaks to Victoria Derbyshire about OF, online abuse, and misogyny. Now, all I'm saying is, Lily Phillips sitting down with BBC is diabolical.
To give people a little bit of background to you, you've said you had a picture-perfect childhood, you've got amazing parents, you've had a very happy upbringing.
Yeah. So my parents are both together. I have one older brother, and we just had the perfect upbringing in like a little village.
Perfect upbringing? Bro, she got one-shotted by harlotry.
No kind of past trauma or anything like that. My parents raised us perfectly. Yeah, just honestly, it was perfect.
Is this the 1,000 bodies in a day girl? She's the 100, right? Who's the other one? Bonnie Blue? Where they keep 10xing each other?
Say your parents are really supportive of what you do, and people just don't believe you when you say that.
Yeah, so it's tricky really, because they were super supportive when I went into OnlyFans. They understand that it makes me really happy. You know, I'm not hurting anyone.
Dude, as a hypothetical father, gay son, or OnlyFans daughter, it's gotta be gay son every time. He'd be my boy. He's still my son. This is. I don't even know what to do with this. What do you mean you're okay with it?
I'm safe, so they thought, kind of, why not? It was only till I took things to the next level and started doing more porn and these kind of events that's when they don't quite support me doing these events, but they support me and they'll always love me and have my back. That's kind of how I describe it.
And when you say they don't...
Bro, if I read a single headline of my daughter getting a train ran on by 100 randos in a span of 11 hours, I'm jumping off the roof. I am rope maxing.
What you're doing, these events, what events are you talking about?
So I do big sex events where the members of public can come to and join in. So I have sex with quite a lot of gentlemen or women. And yeah, these events obviously for all ages above 18, for anyone to kind of show up.
I want to see the demographics on this. I want to see exactly who is lining up for some street meat. And super supportive is more than a little sus. This whole thing is a psyop, but it will be farmed by the third eye and neatly packaged into YouTube AdSense that hits my bank account.
And can you explain why they don't support that?
I think they just don't find it necessary. It's not something they would have chosen for me to do. I don't...
Gay son or OnlyFans daughter, I'm disowning both now.
I think any parent wakes up and goes, oh, you know, I want my kid to be a porn star when they're older.
That's hilarious.
But they understand that it makes me happy. So they, you know, and also...
Hassan Piker son or e-girl daughter.
They understand that I am an adult and a woman and I can choose to do what I want.
Your generation, Gen Z, has grown up with pornography being easily available on smartphones. How do you think that has influenced you?
Honestly, I probably watched pornography first when I was maybe 11. And so I've always known about it. I've always knew it was a thing. And I
single-handedly corrupting the youth.
Always thought it was very normal to watch.
It's not normal. It's actually not. You've been deluded into thinking corn is normal.
And I personally don't think pornography is a bad thing in moderation. I just think it's when younger adults have a lot of access to it, that's when it does become a problem.
But if you started watching it at 11...
Yeah.
You know, I kicked any sense of call from the void of watching this filth by just positioning myself and thinking, I'm getting digitally cucked right now. I'm watching another man have sex. That's gay. That's literally gay.
I mean, that is so young.
Yeah.
Can you describe how it has influenced you and your brain and your outlook on sex?
You know what? It actually made me really sex confident and learn a lot of things. I mean, that's mostly how I learned through pornography. And I do think it has a positive effect on me, just in terms of like understanding things a little bit more.
Right. But as we know, what we see in pornography online can be extreme. Is not normal.
It depends what type.
She's literally sunken cost. She has no choice but to double down and do worse stuff. Yeah, this is exactly how the degeneracy manifests. You do one crazy stunt, next thing you know, you're getting your back blown out by complete strangers for internet clout and money. Can't be good for you spiritually. Every single wiener that you're experiencing is inflicting psychic damage.
Type of pornography you're watching, that's what I would say.
Okay. When you look back and reflect on the fact
this is not just all on her. This is not, okay? The men, we got to have a conversation about the men, the creatures, the demons, the goblins, the goons lining up to partake in such a ritual. Are you kidding me? I don't think I could live with that guilt. You're not walking away from that situation the same man you were. No shot.
You had access to this pornography and were looking at it from the age of 11. And not just you.
Imagine being 100. Nah, being number 100, there's some sort of valor in that. Imagine being like 57. Straight in the middle of the pack. Just one of the lost ones. Nietzsche talks about this.
Any Gen Z who's got a smartphone, does that suggest to you that maybe your generation has been let down by politicians or the tech companies or even parents?
I think it's hard because sex is a part of life, and I don't.
But not when you're 11.
Bro, have you ever seen a corn star talk highly of their career after years have passed? It looks like a Dementor from Harry Potter has sucked the life force out of them as they stare off into the distance.
But I think you should be learning from it from that age. I do believe that, because that's when you start to think about things like that.
But learning
maybe not
via
learning,
pornography?
yeah, maybe not learning from pornography, but I do think understanding it more from that age would be helpful.
Is there a direct link between you watching pornography as you grew up and the decisions you've made to do what you do now?
I think maybe. I mean, I don't know a life without pornography, so maybe.
Billie Eilish is the same age as you. She
can get the bag and grind it out for like 3 years and throw the rest in an index fund and F off for the rest of her life and do whatever she wants. I don't think that justifies it. I can do a lot of things right now, but I don't. Something about quality of life. Some things are deeper than just money and index funds and retirement. How about your sanity?
She says she started watching pornography at 11. You've just told us the same age. She says it destroyed her brain.
She can do whatever she wants if what she wants is a normal life and family. As long as it's not that. See, the thing is, there's definitely going to be a guy that will absolutely wife her up. I don't have any doubt about that.
Could it have destroyed yours?
I think it really depends on how frequent you're watching it. I see people nowadays who watch too much too soon and they become very desensitized to it, and that means then they have to watch more and more extreme stuff. I personally wasn't like that. I didn't watch it often enough.
If your mind is cooked for the rest of your life, money's not going to fix that. Being a corn star is like CTE for the soul.
At all. So I don't think it's destroyed me personally, but I do believe it's destroyed people my age, 100%.
Can I ask, do you see yourself as a feminist?
I do, yes, yeah.
In what way?
Well, obviously, a feminist means you want
Oh, here we go. This should be good.
Equality between men and women. And that is honestly what I'm striving for. I mean, it shows me just being in this industry how we don't have that yet. And that is something I'd love to get to.
A lot of feminists, not all, but some are anti-pornography.
Listen, you know what's not fair? Maybe I could put up posters and offer my meat for 100 willing women, just one after the other, just, bang, bang, bang. But why is it exponentially easier for somebody like Lily Phillips to do it? It's almost like the depravity of man is unmatched. It's almost like there's biological differences between the sexes.
They argue that pornography is the antithesis of feminism. Let me give you a couple of quotes. Pornography is part of the marketing of prostitution.
And I'd probably get a lot of dudes calling me. That's facts.
Jermaine Greer said that. Gloria Steinem said pornography has nothing to do with...
You don't have the stamina, dog? Sorry. Dude, get me electrolytes, the honey packs, and the grippy socks. You don't even want to know.
sex, with love, with erotica. It is violence. Are they wrong? And if so, why?
I think what people don't realise is there's so much different kinds of porn. There is the porn I make where it's with average guys. It's very normal sex, you know. I set my phone up.
Dude, Lily Phillips is the hottest mid I've ever seen. She's the world's sexiest 3.
In the corner of the room and proceed to have sex with a guy, and it's as if the camera isn't there. And I would like to say that that is relatable, and, you know, that's not something that would damage your brain, because that is the kind of sex that 2 people would have. Whereas obviously there's the more like rough kind. It really depends. And I think feminists, when they're talking about pornography, they tend to just talk about this really degrading...
Don't look at me, succubus!
...type of porn.
You are famous for having sex with 101 men in a day. It was documented in a YouTube...
Dude, the fact that that sentence comes out of this sweet old woman's mouth. I mean, the West has fallen.
...film, which has had 10 million views. And we, for those who haven't seen it, we literally see a queue of men, complete strangers, waiting to go into a bedroom to have sex with you for an allotted 5 minutes. We don't see their faces because they don't want to be on camera. And when we hear the voice of 1 or 2, their voices have been disguised because they don't want to be identified.
Yeah.
You've been asked many times why you did it. You say it's because you enjoy it, and you've explained today that why you do.
She's the personification of delusion. Many such cases. Jordan Peterson talks about this.
What you do. What do you think of those men who turned up that day?
Slinging gash for 5 minutes at a time. The old axe wound.
I think of them as equal guys like me who are also enjoy sex and honestly just wanted to have a good time.
They're obviously sons, brothers, boyfriends. Like, is it okay for them to...
Imagine literally having a competitor for the most bodies, and she somewhat looks like you too. I mean, that's cartoonish. What Looney Tunes world are we living in?
Turn up that day?
I would say as long as they're not cheating on their partner, then yeah.
And what do you think of those guys? What were they like?
A lot of them were lovely, honestly. Just very, very regular guys we had.
I mean, she's not going to shit on her simps. They were ugly, fat, and cringe. I hated them all. I disassociated for 14 hours. All I care about is money.
Lawyers, we had policemen.
I'm just saying that wouldn't go over very well.
We had, you know, people flying from Sweden.
I already know that apartment smelled like fucking dog surgery.
Staff from France, a couple from America. Like, they were just bang average guys.
And if you're...
Bang average guys. Not one Chad. Just middle of the pack.
older brother or your dad turned up to be one of those 101 men to have sex with someone like you, what would you think of them?
If they're single, you know, it's their own free will to have sex with
who even cares if they're in a relationship at this point? Morals have left the chat. We are so far past any sort of ethical conversation.
they like, and all power to them.
And why do you think they all wanted to be anonymous?
I believe it's because a lot of them had jobs and family.
Because they know, deep down, every man knows that they're a cuck.
They wouldn't want to find out that they do this, and I think that's totally fair.
Do you respect those men?
I do.
Get the fuck out of here. Do you respect these men as they line up like pigs at a trough? Oh, Lily. Oh, Lily Phillips.
I see them as regular men wanting to have a good time. I don't think too much deeply into who they are.
Do you think they respected you?
I think a lot of them did. Not necessarily all of them, but yeah.
And how did you know that the ones who didn't necessarily respect you didn't?
I think some of them disrespected my choice to have a time limit on our sex. And that was when I thought, you know, you're not respecting this, that this is, for me, these are the rules, you know, we have sex for this amount of time, we film it, and those are the kind of rules. And that's when I thought, you know, maybe a couple of them are disrespecting me.
Most of the reaction to what you did that day has been...
I have a question for all of you. Do you think she respects herself? Is this empowering behavior? I get that she has her own free will and she can do what she wants, but you gotta earn my respect.
Revulsion, and also a lot of sympathy towards you. Let me read you some of the comments underneath the YouTube film. This is the best anti-porn film I've ever seen. This is self-harm, and I've never felt more protective over a stranger in my life. What did you make of the reaction to it?
Obviously, I really appreciate everyone's sympathy.
But she wants to tank it all. She's like, nah, I got this. That's crazy, but I mean, I just don't... human nature, over time, I feel like something's got to give. On the scale of cope to cringe, this is what we call coping.
I just wish we could have put that energy into someone who needed it. You know, I really don't need the sympathy or the heartache or people being worried about me just because this is something I chose to do. And
well, why are we even watching this? I mean, where's Bonnie Blue? Where's she got mogged by she did 1,000.
This is my job, and it really is my choice, and I'm not being abused or made to do this or forced into it or anything like that.
A clip from that film of you crying after finishing having sex with all those men has been viewed millions of times.
Bro, she literally cried after the event. Are we gonna pretend like that didn't happen? She was sobbing.
On different platforms.
Great.
Why'd you say great?
Just because I'm an ugly crier.
Oh, God.
Of course that part goes viral.
I've got the clip here. I'm going to ask you to watch it and then I'll ask you about it.
It's kind of like being a pro in a sense of like, it's just a different...
I think she got vaporized by hyper AIDS.
feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, like it feels...
Faust talks about this. This is quite literally a deal with the devil.
Intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
This is self-induced human trafficking. This has got to be illegal.
Definitely. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Just take
yeah, 1 minute.
How does it make you feel watching it back?
You know, I just hate...
What bothers me so much is the lack of self-respect. Because she quite literally pimped herself out to be used for temporary pleasure. And that to me, I'll never get over that. I'll never empathize with that. But she did it 100 times for money. as if the money justifies the action.
It's out of my own voice.
But it's really upsetting. You were really upset.
Yeah, it was an interesting day. It wasn't exactly what I planned or thought it to be, and I think I really prepared for it.
There's no way you can prepare for this. This is uncharted waters. I think God it didn't even cross his mind.
And I just think there's stuff I would have done so much differently next time. It took so much longer than I thought. I was having sex with...
Why do they want to victimize her so bad? I think it's just the visceral nature of like what she does, where it's like, whoa, holy shit. And they think that she's lying. It's like, no, you probably have psychological issues. But at the end of the day, this is a skill issue. She chose this path.
14 hours straight. It was just exhausting and not what I thought it was going to be in my head.
What did you think it was going to be like in your head then?
You know what? I'd done 37 guys like a month before or a couple of weeks before, and that was just bliss. Like, I just had so much fun. But the difference is they all went together.
But that's not normal. That's not normal human behavior. If we were to draw a standard deviation chart, right? I mean, she is so far of what is deemed normal in terms of hypersexuality and being a nymphomaniac. I mean, 37, and that was jolly good, mate. You just had to crank it up to 100. There's some faculty that's not firing right. Some of the wires, like the HDMI ports, are plugged into the fucking... it's cooked.
We had a group of 23 guys, and I did them all together, and that was just like, the energy was so much better. The guys were really respectful of each other. Like...
Yeah, because they're all fucking united in the nut. They found camaraderie in the goon.
The energy was just so much different.
And second of all, that's gay. That's actually gay. That's gayer than liking men.
I think it was just the guys and how they spoke to me and things like that. And I just thought it was going to be a lot easier.
But I'm just going to pause for a moment because you just say this so normally. Like this.
Some would call it camaraderie.
This is your world, but you just said, you know, a month earlier I did 37 guys and we had so much fun and it was bliss. Like, wow, God, like, is that normal?
It's weird because
it's not normal.
Dude, I think Lily Phillips is more dark triad than the most ruthless, cutthroat Wall Street financiers.
No, it really is normal in my world.
Hand on heart, look me in the eye.
10 million to be the 100th man? I'd do it for free, mate. There's a reason I wore a mask that day.
Can you tell me that day, and what happened that day, and what you did that day, and what those men did that day was genuinely empowering for you?
In all honesty, I would just get really mad. I'd have to be escorted out of the apartment building, and then I'd pick a fight with the bouncer. Because existentially, I'd try to like come up with some sort of logic as to why she's doing this, and I'd fucking short circuit and self-destruct.
I think that day was slightly different. My other events, I felt extremely empowered in. My needs were so fulfilled. That day, not so much.
Once you make the decision to make money from doing what you do, don't you inevitably end up having to do more and more extreme stuff?
I can stop whenever I want.
In order to drive those subscribers to your OnlyFans, in order to keep making the six-figure sum every month.
I think everyone in their line of work feels like that, like they have to keep doing more, especially people on social media, YouTubers, they feel like they have to keep pushing.
Could never be me. I served steak for years, now you're getting slop.
Pushing out more, bigger videos, better videos. And I just think that is the reality of this kind of world.
Mishima talks about this. Stop trying so hard.
It's consumption, you know?
You get masses of hate comments. You've said you are screaming
I want to interview her dad.
that in the street. What kind of abuse do you get?
All kinds. I'm disgusting, I'm dirty. I've had like every comment underneath the sun. I mean, I can show you a few of just like a little bit of the
If
hate
that's
I've
okay.
had. So I will.
But like, are we surprised? Like, you're not going to pull on any of my heartstrings here. I totally see why your behavior is one-shotting the general public. Yeah, what's next? 10K in a month? I banged all of Zimbabwe? What are we doing? Is she going to bang every dude in North Dakota? How do you go up from here?
Start off. The things females will do for money. Disgusting and sad. Whores must be destroyed.
Whores must be destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, does that make you feel unsafe?
Whores must be destroyed.
Not really. I guess it's just whores lol. Disgusting, ugly.
I'm just picturing like a RoboCop cyborg, fucking Terminator, just nuking all the OnlyFans creators.
Mid whore, Don't you have a litter box to go clean? You're actually ugly, sorry. So these are just like a little bit of a mix of comments.
Does it bother you?
No, not really. I think everyone's going to have their opinions, especially when
It's kind of mild, to be honest. I've gotten worse hate comments than that.
have so many viewers. Like you're always going to get some kind of negativity.
I wanted to ask you if you think the rise of women creating pornography on OnlyFans is linked in any way, and it may not be, and I'm not suggesting that one is the cause of the other, but is linked in any way to the grotesque
Hi, yes, this is the Thought Patrol.
discourse online about women.
100%. Yeah.
Really?
I feel like as you've seen the growth of more OnlyFans and more pornography being pushed out on social media, you've also seen a growth in these red pill men who push out very opposite views. It's, it's two very extreme things.
And the red pill, for anyone who doesn't know, supposedly, I mean, it's from the film The Matrix. You choose to take the red pill.
Is that where it's from?
Yeah, and that apparently, as a man, it wakes you up to the reality of men being oppressed by women.
Dude, if the red pill is the opposite of Lily Phillips' behavior, I'm taking the red pill every single time. I mean, if everyone chose to be Lily Phillips, we wouldn't have a functioning society. It would literally be Sodom and Gomorrah, and we'd be fucking turned to salt. We would be smited.
And feminists. In the manosphere, there are people who say the more you have sex, the more diminished you are.
But I think there's always been women like me who have sex. It's just the difference.
Honey, you don't just have sex. Why are we... I'm not even going to engage.
Is now we talk about it online and we're open about it.
Lily Phillips, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is actually Lily interviewing herself in the future just to try to desperately warn her. That would be a beautiful ending to the story, but somehow I think the ending is not actually good.